Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Last time, we reached the twinkling, sparkling island of the Inoki tribe. And the Uke too, I guess. They share this island even though they've been feuding for centuries, and we had to settle a dispute between them as one of the Uke had stumbled into the Inoki village. And for kicking him out, this time, we are able to move on to the Temple of Ice, the first location of a pure metal that'll allow us to forge the Phantom Sword. Moving on inside, another new tile set. Oh, I love it. I'm so happy when you do new things with the visuals. Do not erase. The Uke's weakness is really simple. The Uke breathe deeply, inhale, mouth, a throw. Most of the message has been wiped off. It's impossible to read. I mean, given centuries, I'm sure that you could just wipe a stone tablet and not have the thing there anymore if you had enough patience. And they seem to hate each other a lot, so there's your motivator. Whoa, the wind! Hello. Hup! Right into the gullet. Blow him up from the inside, and then we can just pound away on him. Ukes are pretty fun to fight. I find it weird that the Geozards came before them, because I find that to be a much harder version of the same thing, as they give you less of an opening, but still a good enemy. Anytime, buddy. Anytime. We're just gonna stare at each other. Yeah, I don't like you, and you don't like me. I especially don't like your face. That's why I bombed it. Take that. Oh, whoa, okay. And we seriously have more posts. Okay. Postang. I'm running out of stuff to write here because there's just so many posts all over the world and we have nothing we can do with them. Sincerely hoping it happens soon. In you go. Pow, 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 pow. Only 3 hits actually with the flaming sword. It's coming in handy a lot. You know, as soon as I say it's coming in handy a lot, I decide that maybe I should use something else. We haven't used the double defense to any actual purpose yet. It protected us from some choo-choos that I fought to demonstrate how it worked, but I think the Spirit of Wisdom could use a little bit of time. Wisdom always gets the shaft where people just never use the ability that it gives you whenever there's magic involved. Yep. Here we go. Oh, no, I can't quite get them both. No, crap, I knocked them away. Well, that's okay. They stay stunned long enough that you can still beat both of them. Anything? No. Temple of Ice, glorious home to the pure metal, stands ahead. To open the path, the 6 guardians of the great ice field must be defeated. Boy, that Inoki that went missing should consider himself very lucky that he didn't switch places with the Uke, because that would be a significantly more painful process for that Inoki to figure out which one is fake than it was for the Uke. Also, I'm pretty sure it's Inoki, but I keep flip-flopping between Inoki and Inuki. It's a Zelda name, so I'm sure that if anything has ever been phonetically said at all in canon, it was inconsistent and solved no debates. No, it's not! Another one of you guys! Even though I just beat 6 of you! Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! I promise I will not taunt you and say that you all are the same to me, because you are clearly special. You actually landed a hit! Only took a quarter heart of damage from you thanks to the Spirit of Wisdom, and I still beat you in 1 cycle, so sounds like I made a good choice. It's like I know my limits and know when I'm going to suck at things and need more health. Well, here's the temple entrance. Welcome to the Temple of Ice. So this must be the Temple of Ice. There's a blizzard howling outside, but it's actually pretty warm inside. At least we'll get out of the cold in here, eh, Link? Dungeon time, you know what that means. Frigid cold temperatures, new foes, dangerous traps, and horrible music! Will we survive? Climb aboard and find out. Use your bombs to get past that first bit, and we have a new enemy right away. The Blue Choo-Choo. Its electricity never runs out. It must be stunned in some way. Thankfully, I have Nary, the Spirit of Wisdom, so it left Nary a scratch. However, the blade trap left quite a large scratch across my knee. Gonna need to get that checked out. Don't want it getting infected. And we have a shortcut back to the entrance immediately. Just in case you were thinking, oh, I don't have any way back to the entrance. Well, crap, I was hoping there'd be a shortcut this early. It's not snark. You actually didn't have a way back until now. So, it's thoughtful design. Not everything I say is meant to be snarky commentary. I'm going past that. what was I, too far away and it didn't count? Sometimes that happens. This game is kind of weird with draw distance where it doesn't always let you... Stuff doesn't always happen if you don't see it. It's one of the little quirks with it. Maybe I was standing a little bit too close to the blocks as well. Grab that and wow. 3,050 rupees. Screw conserving my money. I'm just gonna say that right straight up. We gotta build up points with Beetle. That's dozens of free points just sitting there ripe for the taking. And I gotta do it. Now, ice physics with touch controls. I know you're just overjoyed to hear that that's a thing in this game, because, yeah, that's what we're gonna be dealing with. That's not really that bad. Just be patient, I guess. Stand on top of, wait. I must do the christening. Post-dunk. I'm sorry, ever since Post-Arena, I've been looking to Super Mario Odyssey levels for inspiration. But you stand on top of old Post-Dunk here, and that enables shooting that switch to open the way up. That took me a while to figure out on my first try. I remember thinking that was a pretty clever puzzle and making good use of something that I didn't assume that I could do anything with, because I'd seen them all throughout my journey. I could never use them before, and now suddenly, you can. They make you taller. Got a big green rupee. I don't know if it's the case with this one, but I've wanted to draw attention to this for a while. I have full potions. All my bottles are full. If you don't, quite a few chests that have been rupees for me will actually be potions for you. They don't make you throw away potions, thankfully. So, at least you don't have that going on. It doesn't waste a chest or just have useless stuff in it if you already have full potions. It's a nice compromise, but I haven't really been drawing attention to it. There is a potion that we can have at this point that I haven't gotten that is only obtainable in chests up until now. This says that we need to pull the switches to open the way, draw a line due north, pull that lever in that location last. Well, there's 4 switches up there. And I want to be cute, so we draw it all the way up, and then we turn it into a 4. Nice, efficient way of showing what it is that we have to do later on. This over here. Someone was paid to name this thing Stag Beetle. They have masks on their face, they charge after you when they see you, and they can only be hurt from the back. We got a tongue right there, kind of a statue with it sticking its tongue out at us, very Majora's Mask-ish. And there's the switches that we heard about. Next, I guess we'll move on. You know what? You come with me. Come with me. We're gonna have a nice party. Okay, come over. They can be hit from the back, but they can just be shoved into a bottomless pit, and that might be the faster way to deal with them if need be. Oh, now you're gonna get it. You ain't going down a pit. I am stabbing my sword through your abdomen all the way into your thorax. Thorax is the coolest sounding name for a body part ever. Like, it seriously is. It's like Thor wielding an axe, but it's also your chest, and it's really cool sounding. Pull the 4 levels to open your way. Pull the 1 in front of the tongue second. Out of context sentences. 2. And now we have a chest. Gonna have to remember that for later. Note the dual layer design and how there's lots of ways to move around. And then down here. First, pull the lever on the far left. A 1. A 2. A 1. 2, 3, 4. And that's our open door. Oh. I saw a locked door on the map up there and thought that was the way that it got opened up, but no, I need to actually be looking at the map for the door open icon. Thoughtful design, but unfortunately, I guess I'm just not a very thoughtful person. There's some blocks right there. Can't do anything with that. Got narrow pathways and icy enemies. This here is an ice keys. Any range attack deals with it. Same thing with the ice bubble. I think I've come to a conclusion on the bubbles. It took me a while, but I think I know why the bubbles are called bubbles, even if they've always been skulls, even from Zelda 1. I think it's an homage to that old insult because they're bad guys where it's, hey, is that your head or is that your neck blowing a bubble? He died when he heard that pun. Oh, I think that was the keys. Would have been good if it was the bubble, but the bubble, no. All right, getting my head on straight. That's just what I'm going with. There's no other reason I can find for why it would be called a bubble. Maybe it's some Japanese joke that wasn't translated and just stayed the same, and I'm not really sure. It's just kind of what I'm going with. There's this switch down here. That'll change that over to red. hop on down. Link, obey the ice physics. They are your master, like it or not. And get a wisdom gem. How we doing on those? That's 11 now. Man, the courage gems are lagging behind. There's the one we can buy from Beetle, but I think I'm good on all the ones that we can buy. It's just not giving that many of them. Here's hoping that whatever Ciela's true power is lives up to the hype. On the other side of the blue blocks, stand on the blue tile and follow the numbers below. 2, 1, 3, 4. We're getting use out of every single item that we have up until now. I guess the shovel's probably the only one that hasn't gotten seen. We're still having new uses for the boomerang. Praising you, and you're making it difficult. Still having new uses for the boomerang, still having new uses for the bow, still having new uses for the bombs, furthering the bombs just being such a great item. Excuse me? Did I do that right? Oh, no, I did not. All right, well, that was just my own ineptitude. It wasn't any fault of the item, never mind. But I like this. We're still having new uses for the items, and it was a pretty common complaint around this point in time that, oh, every Zelda game just introduces a new item, you use it for the one dungeon, and then the boss is weak to it, and then you never use it again, and it's a shame because there's so many creative items, and you never get to use any of them, and they don't do creative designs where they put the items together. Not so with this one. This came out in the middle of all that criticism, and I can see it for other games, certainly. Not naming any names. Some games that I very much enjoy do have those problems, I won't lie. But it's a case of the handheld games having legitimate merits and qualities. And you're also seeing that, as far as we are into this is a sizable adventure. This is a pretty big world. I'm sure a lot of you didn't expect it to be this long if you played the Game Boy games and have those for comparison. There's a lot to do and see. There's interesting side activities and side modes. There's that fishing minigame. There's salvaging. There is a lot going on here. There's a lot of variety in the gameplay. It is a full adventure, and we're not even close to being done yet. We've yet to come across the first pure metal or any of that, and that's just what our objective is before we can start dealing with Bellum. This is a pretty big story. It might not be the most involved or epic story, to be sure, but it has memorable characters, and what I'm trying to say is, I hope that this has been a bigger experience than what you've been expecting, because that's what I feel about it. I was legitimately surprised by just how much there was to do. There's even interesting mechanics where whatever fairy you have helping you out enhances Link's abilities, and you actually work together as a team. Plus, on top of that, their different abilities so far are interesting. There is a reason why I would have double defense. There is a reason I would go for double damage. And there's also a reason why I would pick up the Grappling Hook! Oh, you came at the perfect time. I was just starting to feel like I was out of ideas to name all those posts. And I wouldn't want them to not feel special. I want them either grappled or named. Don't read into that. Light objects will be poured toward you. You'll be pulled to heavy objects. Works in 2 ways, potentially more. And pretty much any object that is wooden pulls you right towards it. We pull toward the first post without a name, but that's okay because he is grappled. Not only that, but it's able to lower enemies' defenses. Ha! Now you're just a beetle. I took away your stag. Can do various other things. Can hurt certain enemies as well. It's a really solid ranged attack. It's another example of why the arrow is not always necessary. This is a legit valid style of fighting. With it, fulfill your childhood dream of doing what you always dreamed of doing to someone with a tongue piercing. And now he's stuck making that face for all eternity. Oh, they're ukes. I hadn't realized those were ukes sticking out their tongues. I was thinking like, hey, they look a lot like the Stone Tower Temple in Majora's Mask. Maybe there's some kind of relation. Nah, it's just ukes being silly. Hit this switch. And that there is another shortcut back to the opening. Pull down that tongue, pull down the other tongue. That's the way to the basement. As we get down here, there's much still to go. Next time on The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, we continue the Temple of Ice. See you guys then.